What's going on, brothers? Hope everybody's having a good day. We almost in 2023, even though the real New Year doesn't start until spring. So just wanted to put that out there. So um, got another court case for you guys. This one's about you brothers need to make sure before you have a child, brothers, you need to make sure that you have your shit together. A lot of our brothers are doing piss poor planning when having a child. Um, it takes proper planning before you have a child, brothers. You have to make sure that you know who you're dealing with, who you're going to give your seed to. Okay? Takes a lot of planning. Make sure you got to know where you want to live, where you want to raise your child at. All that stuff is important before you have a child. Even the person that you plan on giving your seed to is important, brothers. We we are I already said this before, we are at the bottom of the totem pole. Society does not really care about about the so-called black man at all. They do not care about black men, especially in America. We are at the bottom of the totem pole. But this is white folks right now in this case. So white men going through some of the same things that black men are going through. Some of the same things. So don't think they not, brothers, because they are. But I'm gonna go ahead into this court case and chime in here and there on certain things.
Plaintiff Lisa Sheridan dated the defendant, but she feels as though she dodged a bullet by not marrying him. Lisa is suing because 4.5 years ago, the defendant started a fire in their apartment, and she was charged for the damages. Defendant Abraham Morrissey says he hasn't seen Lisa or his son in 4 years, and he believes Lisa is intentionally keeping his child from him. Abraham insists the apartment fire was a freak accident, and therefore he denies responsibility.
Brothers, let me say something. And as you can see, this is two Caucasians, but that women, I don't understand it, but women would use children to get back at you. They would use your child to get back to make you miserable. Why? I don't know why they do that, but if they can, they will. And it's kind of sad that a lot of women do that. That's why, brothers, it's very important to make the right decision on who you give your seed to. A lot of our women are batshit crazy, but as you can see, this is a white woman. So the American woman, most of these American women now are batshit crazy, brothers. They're batshit crazy, and this poison is spreading to other countries.
Tell me what happened.
Well, Your Honor, I dodged a major bullet because we didn't end up getting married. He's lazy, he can't hold down a job.
How long you all date?
We dated almost 2 years.
When?
We started dating in 2006, about October, November 2006, and we broke up in September of 2009.
Did he
I'm
work?
sorry, 8.
Did he work during that time at all?
He did. He had a job. He worked at Arby's. That's where we met. He quit without having another job. I was pregnant at the time.
How long was he out of work?
He was out of work for probably about 3 months.
Okay.
Then he's got a job working at another company. He ended up getting laid off there.
How long did he begin work after that?
It was probably another 2 or 3 months.
Okay. Well, you act like the man is lazy and shiftless and don't want to work. The man went to get a better job.
No.
And then the other, the second job wasn't better?
He made more money.
Yeah, then that means better.
But yes.
Then he was.
You see how the woman has no problem tearing you down. Even our own women do that. They have no problem tearing black men down. Even though these are two Caucasians, women have no problem tearing you down. And brothers, I've said this before. I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them, they'll claim that they love you. and then behind your back, they will tear you apart. They will make you look like shit. But these are the women that claim that they love you, even though these are white folks. But our women do the same thing. I love, I love my black man, and then turn around and say you a piece of shit. I can't make this up.
Then he was laid off, and then a couple of months later, he got another job. That's not a person that's lazy and shiftless, man. They say I'm hard on men. I am hard on the lazy, shiftless, abusive men, but I stick up for the guys who are trying to do their best, and he's one of them in terms of work.
Okay. He was constantly partying, having his friends over. They were drinking. You know, he was smoking weed. He got so drunk one night that he tripped over the bassinet with our son sleeping in it. So
that's true?
No, I don't ever recall that.
Yeah, because you were drunk and high. You wouldn't if you're drunk and high. Go ahead.
You know, he decided to make mushrooms one day and left the apartment with the oil going, and it caused the fire. And so it caused the fire, and then we ended up getting evicted because of it.
Sir, let me get some background from you.
Basically, Judge, this all started, about 4 years ago, because I haven't seen her nor my son in the last 4 years. And this all started over a freak accident. I was making fried mushrooms one day, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I left the stove unattended, but I did turn the burner off. I left the pan of hot oil still sitting on that burner, so it kept going. And next thing I know, I smelled smoke in the bathroom, and I jumped up off the toilet, and
Too much information, sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. And there was flour still sitting there, so I grabbed a big handful of flour, I threw it on the fire, it went out. I had opened up the front door, got the dog out of the apartment, called the office and the fire department, explained what had happened. Office was mad, because it was a fire on their stove. She was like, we need you guys out in a week, and that was fine, because towards that time, our lease was just about up. And she wanted to move in with her dad, and at that time, I didn't feel comfortable with that.
Everything was fine before then?
No, it wasn't. There was a lot of issues. I was drinking, young and dumb. And
There was also...
Brothers, we can't use that excuse all the time, that young and dumb stuff. We're supposed to be the logical thinkers. We're supposed to be the ones that make the better decisions. So a lot of our women, honestly, they don't look at us as leaders. And I can't get mad at them for that, because a lot of our brothers made really stupid ass decisions. Some of y'all need to go ahead and put down that weed. I know I know weed is supposed to be, a lot of our states are becoming legal for you to be able to smoke marijuana, but put down that weed. Weed does mess up your decision making, whether you believe it or not. So marijuana is supposed to be used for medical use only, not for recreational use. But let's go ahead and continue.
So from what I understand, he left the apartment to go downstairs to the first floor apartment to hang out with some of the guys down there.
Very good. All right, don't do that anymore. All right, go ahead. Ma'am, you act like the man is a monster. You act like the man is lazy.
She's been trying to tear him apart for the longest. Again, brother, watch out for these women. It takes a long time to know the woman, brothers. It really does. It really takes a long time to know the woman. But at the same time, brothers, you got to make sure that you have your shit together. All right? Brothers, again, make sure you have your shit together.
So let's get to the rent and property damage you're suing him for.
The rent, we had 6 months left on our lease, and they ended up having new tenants move in January, so they prorated our January rent, and then they took off our February rent because they were able to get somebody to move in. So those totaled up to $3,760.
The total?
For that rent, yes. And then with all the damages, painting, general cleaning, carpet, the range, oven, the microwave and the cabinets, that totaled $4,310.
All right, did you have to pay it?
Yes, I paid all of
Let's
it.
see it. Let me see your receipts and
Okay.
the evidence. Sir, what do you say?
I'm not denying that this fire didn't happen, but as I said, I haven't heard from her in the last 4 years, let alone seeing a letter.
Yeah, what's that about? You're not seeing your son, or what have you?
I've made multiple contacts, to get a hold of her, from messages to messages on her Facebook, and yeah, she's refused my phone calls, and it's pretty much been a keep away game.
Ma'am?
Brothers, I want you to listen to the woman. I've said this before. Women will contradict themselves every single time if you let them speak. And sometimes they don't even know it. So I want you to pay close attention on what the judge asked her and her answers and how she quickly contradicts herself real quick and doesn't even realize what she did. Brothers, got to keep your head on a swivel. Let's continue.
I lived in the same house for almost 5 years with the same telephone number for almost 5 years. Yes, he tried to Facebook me twice, but he didn't ask to really see him. He asked for his aunt to see him.
And what'd you say?
I didn't respond to it. I was at work.
All right. What about when you got off?
I didn't respond to it
Okay.
because I didn't feel that he wanted to see his son.
It sounds like you are withholding visitation of his son. That's terrible, ma'am. That is absolutely terrible.
It is very terrible. And again, brothers, you have a lot of our own women who do that. They do that so they can get what they want. They will use the child to control you. And if they can't get what they want from you, guess what? They're going to either go to the police or they will use the court system to control you, brothers. I can't make this stuff up. Let's continue.
The liability you're suing him about. How long has this been?
About 4 years, Your Honor.
It was
4
three
years?
and a half.
Yeah.
He said 4 years. She said 3.5. Keep that in mind, brothers.
Almost 4 years now.
Let me look. I can see this is September of 08. That happened 4.5 years ago.
Right.
Why are
and I
you
was
just not
rounding.
suing him for it?
Because I was told I had to pay it off before I could try and sue him. So now that I paid it off, that's
Who told
why.
you that?
The collection company
Did
told
you
me
discuss
that.
paying it off with him?
With him? No, I couldn't.
Why?
Because after he moved out of his aunt's house, I had no way of getting hold of him.
No, you remember he reached out to you on the Facebook.
Yes.
Remember?
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge. Again, see, she didn't even realize that she lied. Again, brothers, these women will contradict themselves so quickly and they won't even know it. So now she got to try to justify her lie.
Remember you said that?
I do remember I said that.
Because we
And-
went beyond the statute of limitations, and that's your problem. 4.5 years. And unfortunately, to me, it sounds like your primary reason was dodging him to keep him from his son. But dodging him to keep him from his son has cost you $4,000. Case dismissed.
That's what you get, young. That's what you get. And you look kind of old anyway. I don't know how old you are, but again, that's what you get. A lot of our own women do that. Use the child to get what they want. You deserve that. Brother or white man, I advise you to take yourself to court and get some stuff in black and white so you can get visitation rights for your son. If I was you, I'd actually try to get custody. But that's just me.
All I can say is you better lace up your boots. It's going to get deeper.
All right, I'm ready. Well, if he can prove that he wants to see him, since we tried the whole,
I'm not one of those guys running the street, no, not paying his child support. I'm here.
And would every once in a while come and pick him up. Well, if he wants to see his son, then take me to court, and I will be happy for you to see your son.
You'll get the papers next week.
That's fine.
You hear that? It's kind of sad that he actually wants to see his son, and she wants to go through the legal system to do that. Again, brothers, it ain't just you that's going through a lot of this mess. A lot of white men are going through this stuff too. The American woman is out of control. Out of control. Again, brothers, y'all got to make sure y'all make the right decision on who you give your seed to, because these women out here are batshit crazy. And I can't make this stuff up.
It's fine. And by the way, the only reason I get child support is because it's garnished from your paycheck.
That's exactly how it's supposed to happen. Of course, you're getting child support for this from his paycheck. It's supposed to be garnished. What are you talking about? You acting like you did something.
I'm not running from it.
Again, brothers, keep your head on a swivel. But most importantly, before you have a child, make sure you have your shit together. A lot of our brothers out here just making babies and can't even take care of them. But on that note, brothers, I'm out.